Hello there, welcome to Roast Mortem. Happy birthday, Michael. My name is Tom.
Woo. Happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah, it's my birthday.
I will be your Travis for this Mike's birthday. Your Cody. Did I say Travis? I said
Yo,
Travis.
you're me, dog?
I'll be your Cody for this Mike's birthday.
Jeez. Mike.
And I'm Mike. And it's my birthday, I guess.
Yeah, man.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Another year around the sun.
Something I like to do with all my friends, and it doesn't necessarily have to be on their birthday, is ask them how their week was. I coined this.
All right. I don't know about this. I don't know. I think this might be something that one of the first people to only ask, how was your week ever?
I would like to put down an argument right now saying, do you not care about Mike's week?
Hey, Mike, how was your week?
Wow.
Well, I gotta think about this.
I do too.
Can I come? You guys come back to me?
Yeah, we'll come back to you, Mike. It's your birthday.
All right, well, I'm going to tell you about my week.
All right,
do it.
Travis, how was your week, man?
All right, so I started a diet.
Yeah, tell me about this.
I'm doing the Scandinavian diet. So I eating a lot of yogurt and shit.
That's good.
And I got to up my protein. So for the first time ever, I went to a vitamin shop and I bought whey. And I thought the experience of buying whey was hilarious. First of all, there was one of those, like, that Jocko guy that's on Rogan all the time. I saw he
Jocko
had
Willink?
Yeah, he had, like, some fucking powder shit, conservative powder that makes you hate liberals.
Conservative powder. Yeah, I'm all about that.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I want to just get a plain old, like, whey. Like, but there's so many goddamn flavors. One of them was Fruity Pebbles flavored whey.
Right, which is a huge problem right there because that's men still wanting to be children.
Right.
Yeah.
Go play your video games, adult boy. There's no time for you to bulk up. You got to get the
Adult
Jack
boy.
LaLanne treadmill flavored whey.
Yeah, Jack LaLanne.
That's
He's
the
a
one
good
I
guy.
picked.
Good.
Yeah.
It's just
Travis.
powder that tastes like smegma, like dried smegma.
It tastes like shit.
Yeah. That's,
Well, it's only smegma when it's inside the folds of the penis. Once it's erupted, it's lava.
Well, I mean, when you've pulled it out and let it dry in the sun like a sun-dried tomato, it becomes whey.
Okay.
I know that was made like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. So I'm a diet boy. I'm basically like a Norwegian right now.
Norwegians eat whey.
Well, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I'm mainly hungry most of the time. Tom, what'd you eat this week?
thank you for asking, Travis. What I eat? I've been sawdust, mostly.
There you go.
As I've been building things with Justin from Heavy Hole fame. We've been in his garage sanding and dusting and not dusting, breathing in dust, staining, building things with our hands like real men.
Yeah,
you
man.
know.
Not wearing a mask time?
I
breathing all that chemicals and
I
stuff
only
like that?
wear masks when I'm outside now.
Oh,
So,
so you can't use them when...
I'm socially distancing. So when I'm in the vicinity of sawdust, I
Yeah.
breathe it in
Okay.
because I'd like a picnic bench to be in my lungs.
You know what? One of my
a little bit is
favorite
good
things.
for you.
My favorite things about staining something is just standing over the bucket and just breathing it all in.
Oh, yeah.
As
Four
much as I
different
can.
stains. 4 different stain colors. Count them, boys.
Wow.
Whew.
Cody, how was your week, man?
Good. Not so much breathing in lacquer as Travis or dust as you. Lungs are relatively clear. Thank God for that. I don't know. I've been doing much. Just been chilling, eating the fucking egg rolls like a man's man.
Just being a character of yourself, being the cartoon that Cody...
It's not a character if it's me.
Yeah, I know, but somehow when you say things like that, you sound like more of a cartoon than you really are.
I know it.
Cody, I just imagine. I bet Cody is proud. Tom, I've had your cooking. Mike, you eat like 7-Eleven food.
Yes.
I cook sometimes, is not very well. But I feel like Cody has never tried to cook.
Oh, no.
But he's probably the best out of all of us. If he just tried.
Yeah, if some application was put in,
Let's have a cook-off.
I'm sure I could be like a good like 3.5-star chef.
Well,
Michelin
But
boy.
we'll never know. We'll never know unless I get really, really bored with disposable income. And God knows it's going to be a decade and a half before that happens to me. So I'm just going to keep on trucking eating egg rolls.
Maybe a Patreon episode of you trying to make scrambled eggs?
How about I walk you through something? I tell you how to cook. I'll be Stephen Hawking. I'll play, and I'm hungry Hawking.
Yeah.
And you have to
And then
feed me.
Yeah, you'll be Stephen Hawking. Mike will be Gordon Ramsay, and Travis will be just Travis.
Bam!
Can I be Guy Fieri? I don't want to be Gordon Ramsay.
You can be Guy Fieri. We got shirts for you. Speaking of Guy Fieri, how's this guy's week coming back to you?
Oh, well, I had a very eventful week. I did a lot of things. Played a lot of Counter-Strike alone at night. I don't have any teammates. Yeah, CS:GO. It's
Yeah.
I don't have any teammates, and a lot of the people are very, very mean to me. Like I was playing this one match, and this guy was really freaking the fuck out on me on how bad I was playing. Yeah, I didn't know any. I was playing competitive, and I didn't know any of the call-outs. No, he was American.
Was he like Flash? Was he like Flash Banana, and you didn't know what to do?
Basically, I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" Flash
Wait, were you playing with Ninja, the Ninja Warrior?
No, his name was. I don't want to plug his name to give him some fame. It was a very angry young man. Anyway, we won the match. We won the match, and he kicked me from the game, so I didn't get the win.
You're a bad teammate.
Wow,
What a
spiteful.
That's
dick.
probably really boring that I told you guys. That you probably don't care at all.
Every time we ask you how your week is, I'm reminded of an elementary school textbook.
Those are the best to read because they're so easy.
I do want you to have good weeks, but the way you tell the week really needs an improvement, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're gonna work on this together, off camera. You and I, we'll figure it out.
Dude, he's totally the sleeper. He's got the most interesting week out of all of us, and he's just sleeping.
Mike probably
on everyone.
has like hero secret identity shit going on. He just can't talk about it on the podcast.
It's on his other show because he's never on this one.
Yeah.
I'll
He
tell you
talks
guys
about his
it.
week on the other one.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, thank you for that. I'm glad it was a busy week with lots of CS:GOs.
You should probably cut
Egg
that.
rolls.
People gonna listen to that and be like, "Yo, this
We don't
kid's-
edit anymore, so
We don't edit
you're
anymore?
fired.
Zwick, you better take that out because I sound dumb.
Zwick, leave it all in.
You're hired.
Tom,
Yes.
when is on the chopping block?
Very good.
Oh, I'm so glad that was a question. Guys,
Yeah.
I had a long week. We're doing a light episode tonight. Daddy's tired.
I'm okay.
Dad's
Daddy's
real
tired.
tired, okay?
All right.
Is
So,
Daddy going
I
to pull the
guess
belt
it's
out
okay.
again?
Daddy is the belt, all right? Daddy is 70% belt, and I'm handing myself over to my ex's new husband, okay? That's how tired Daddy is.
Oh, man.
Damn.
Daddy's tired.
I told you, I'm out there, I'm using my hands, wrenches, torque. I got it all.
Turning
Spanners.
things.
hmm
I love when Daddy cuts the grass and puts all the grass in my underwear.
Daddy cares.
Whoa.
So tonight's subject is a lady named Cattle Kate.
Wait.
Is
All
she a
right.
farmer?
I'll tell you all about her.
Wait. Is this like one of those south of the border shows?
This is South of Border show.
Oh,
Ooh.
Donkey Show.
No,
South
it's
of
Like
not.
Ed
It's
Murphy.
not.
Ed Murphy?
Let me tell you where most of this story takes place. Wyoming.
Never been there.
Oh, all right.
Now, what comes to mind when you think of Wyoming? Have you ever thought of Wyoming?
Empty space.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I
Very
like
square.
I liked Wyoming.
It looks very just very calming, kind of. It's just like
Okay.
I drove through it, and I think there's plenty of space where you could have some action with the cattle as long as you get off the main highway.
You
Yeah.
would be into that. You're going to be into
Yeah,
the script.
Yeah. Lots of room for activities.
Yeah,
Travis
lots
is
of room
right.
for many activities.
Right, and-
Softball games.
And since this is a shorter
Eating.
script that I have going on here, I've made it a point to paint a picture up front of Wyoming.
Okay.
Now,
I
this,
like this.
this might work for the listener, for the story, for whoever, or it might not. But
It'll
these are
ground 'em.
facts, okay? You guys know me. I do a lot of checks. So here they are. Wyoming. It has a population of 250 people.
Yes.
Within the state lines of Wyoming, there are two colleges, both with graduation rates of 0.
Wow. Are they in business still?
It's a scam, federal scam. It's snowing right now. It doesn't matter when you're listening to this. It's snowing in Wyoming
Right now.
right now. Yeah. The only thing that interrupt the whole cold thing they got going on is the Chinook winds, which is precipitated air coming down from the mountaintops that are wet and warm, the leading cause of any
Ooh.
vaginal fluid in the region.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm glad you go into the socio-economic WAP of their state.
I have to. I mean, the women of Wyoming are the least stimulated ladies on the planet. That's a fact. Many hours of research went into that.
this is dire.
Do not follow up.
You need to help them.
There are 3 active gangs in Wyoming: the Sons of Silence, the Hole in the Wall Gang, and the Butch Cassidy's Wild Bunch. They are all currently active, and the Hole in the Wall Gang own and operate a Dairy Queen in Sublette County.
Wow.
All right.
At least he got something going for him.
You know that game,
Yeah.
The Oregon Trail?
I love that game.
Yeah, everyone dies tragic deaths at the hands of disease or savages.
Or you spend all your money.
All that.
That
Takes place in Wyoming.
Wow.
Wait,
Wow.
that's where I got dysentery that one time?
That's where Oregon
Yeah.
is?
Well, Oregon isn't not within it. You need to go through Wyoming to get there.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
the
we're the
trail.
we're the place where if you didn't poop your brains out and die to death, you've made it here.
Where Travis is.
Yeah.
Right. So all joking aside, Wyoming is a beautiful place to run from the law to.
Gotcha. Perfect.
Take that into consideration.
Think about it. It's filled with mountain ranges, rivers, wide open fields, perfect for grazing. Cattle.
Oh.
Cattle is Wyoming's #1 export, although they are 15th on the list of cattle export producing states. So the thing they're best at, they're only 15th at. So this is
They're trying. Fuck
there's a
you,
wake
they're
up call,
trying.
Wyoming.
They're trying.
I'm trying to help.
I mean, I see the pain. I see the pain. They're like, we need more cattle, boys, and everyone's like, we don't want to bring your cattle here because what's going on here? You've got bluffs, and
Yeah.
you've got a land mass thing called a bluff. It's like, guess what? It's gonna look cool. That's a bluff.
Yeah.
You have to interpret that however you want. So anyway, imagine this shithole state 140 years ago, and you'll have the setting for our story.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm thinking a lot of gas station meth.
Yeah, it's a party.
Yeah.
It's a real party.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay, freedom. It rains and snows.
There's no trees there, right? It's just all like fucking.
Oh, there's trees. They got the Devil's Toe or Tower, whatever the hell that thing is. Which is a butt. They call that a butt.
Wait,
But-
is that in that movie when they have mashed potatoes and then they're like, guess what, alien, E.T. here?
Yes, Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yes. Travis
They
got
go
that
to
right.
Wyoming, where
I've never
nothing
seen
is
that.
happening. It's a good place for aliens to land because nothing is happening. Okay, let's move along with this story. Ella Watson. You
Okay.
hear that name?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Ellen or Ella, okay?
Ella.
Her dad was Thomas Lewis Watson, a Scottish fellow who moved to Ontario from Scotland, and then to Iowa, and then back to Canada. Her mother was Frances Close Watson, an Irish chick. She pushed out a big old family. Her firstborn child was our subject, Ellen
All right.
Watson, on July 2nd, 1860.
Sure.
Wow.
All right, so we're talking about a lad that went to Canada. He dropped his sack into America. Did he drop his load into the mom and then move back to Canada? Is that what's happening here?
So what happened is that he started this family after doing some traveling in Ontario. And then as soon as he realized that a civil war was happening and that he had a bunch of kids, he was like, this is a great time to get away from the family. So he went and fought in a New York troop for no reason because Canada is separate from the States. And then right before the North won the Civil War, he said, I'm going to be a deserter. And he left for no
I like
reason.
dessert.
Well played.
Yeah.
PTSD, probably.
So,
Dude.
by all accounts,
So wait, hold on. If you've got a battlefield and people are losing limbs, and there's a clown cone on the other side, other field where people aren't fighting, I'm going towards clown cone because it's got fucking chocolate. It's got a clown face on it made out of Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, I'd go there too.
Yeah.
I don't want to be around dead bodies and shit.
I don't think anyone can argue that logic, Travis, even the skinny ones of us.
You saying I'm rotund?
I'm saying you're on a great diet. Okay, so by all accounts, Ellen was a smart kid. She was literate, which was big back then, and she was a model child laborer back when children had to work for a living like the rest of us.
Still should
All right.
work. They've got tiny hands. Look, I'm just saying, they got tiny hands. Is very useful.
And a lot of energy.
You need to train them. I say make them work, but with things of very low consequence. Like moving a
cleaners.
brick. Just move the brick around.
Yeah. You paid
No,
like
Tom.
$1
They'll
an
end
hour.
up dropping it on their face or something, Tom.
Or their toes.
Move the Jets branded foam brick that you could throw at the TV every time the Jets lose.
You guys are being too kind. I think you should have them make miniatures because they have got tiny hands. You can have them make kids' meals. So then when they go up to McDonald's, they're like, I don't want this. My hands burn because I've been making these.
I just want porridge. Why
Yeah,
don't
kids
we eat
like that.
porridge anymore?
McPorridge.
We're in a dying state of a pandemic that could or could not be real, and everyone's complaining about shortages. Let's go back to porridge.
And gruel.
And
Gruel.
whey. Oh, wait.
Yes,
What is gruel? Like,
gruel is like porridge, but for only orphans.
What is porridge? Like soup? Yeah,
Porridge is
porridge?
for soup. Yes, it's the soup of the breakfast, lunch, and dinner of conquerors and maids.
Well, like,
Oat
what is
soup.
it? It's a soup, though, right?
Versatile meal.
Yeah, oat soup. It's
Oat
like
soup.
it's
What
not
the
oatmeal.
fuck?
It's something else. It's not farina either, but it's
There's
something.
sawdust in it.
I don't eat that stuff. I'm North Shore. I don't know.
Yeah, porridge.
I eat other garbage. I eat pickle mash.
So, Mike, if you scooped out the inside of a taquito and then watered that filling down like about by 70%, that's gruel.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And not even blended well, really.
No.
Chunks and water.
Just kind of, in the substrate.
Like, you ever seen a chum bucket? Imagine if that was human grade, but just barely.
And there's like you can clearly see there's
God.
like 2 good bites in that chum bucket that you might want to fuck with, but it's those 2 bites are floating in the nasty with everything else.
There's a
So we've
toenail
got
in there.
We've got a star child employee on our hands.
Right now, yes, Ellen is a premium child employee.
That's great for her.
So we don't know a lot about this woman at all, really. And to be honest with you, by the end of this episode, you'll probably know just as much.
Nice.
Because it's one of those stories.
I'm getting smarter, Tom.
I hope you
Stop
can learn
doing it.
something.
You're doing it wrong if you're getting smarter.
I'm getting smarter.
So Thomas then moved his family down to Kansas when Ellen was about 16. Okay? So 16 years of farmhanding and reading the back of soap dispensers in the bathroom. That's all we know.
Yeah.
So now she's down in Kansas.
Who is Kimberly Clark anyway? I always read that.
Huh?
Kimberly Clark is the guy that make toilets.
Really?
Yeah.
What a smart guy.
Oh, it's a company
Oh.
that makes.
Well, you're talking about reading urinals or reading hand dispensers. I'm just saying. I've
she
done
could
it.
do
I've been
that.
there. I've been there. I've done that. I understand.
You're a smart kid. You have been
Travis
for a
is
long time.
recording in a public bathroom right fucking now.
That's why you use a backdrop. So you guys don't see people's wieners because
So
I'm
you should
facing
put
towards
yourself-
the urinal.
You should put yourself in a bathroom right now. Like in a urinal or some shit.
I'm going to bring my eyes back to the text here. So now down in Texas, he moves the family down to Texas. She moves a few miles down the road from her family to work as a cook and housekeep for some rich guy named Stone.
Uh-huh.
There, she met her first husband working on the fields, a man named William Pickerel, and everyone called him Pickle.
Ugh.
Cool.
Wait, she met Piccolo?
Yes,
That sounds
Pickerel.
From Namek?
I hate that you know that.
Did his penis fall off and then grow back?
I don't know. I don't know animes.
Did he come and send her to another dimension?
I don't know how Nemeks work. You stop playing with this right now.
I
Philly,
don't.
you've thought a lot about Namekian dick. I know.
Yeah,
you
I don't
have.
know how it works though.
It's the thought that counts.
It definitely regrows.
How many hours have we thought about this? Don't answer that question. We're back in Wyoming. We're heading there, okay? We're on the
Sure.
Oregon Trail that only goes halfway.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. got it.
Now, Pickle
was a mean old drunk, and he liked to punch Ellen in her boxy face from time to time. No jokes there. She really did have a boxy, thick face.
The face you just want to punch her.
I don't know if you'd want to punch her, because she seems like a nice lady.
God.
But she had a grandma face, and that's rough to deal with when you're 16.
Because she has a boxy face, did she have a nice face in Minecraft? See what I
I was
did there?
wondering about
That's
that.
a meme, right?
She had like the Doom face.
So you just want to punch.
Well, you just want to hit a woman.
I don't want to hit a woman. I'm saying she had a face that this guy wanted to punch.
Mike, I know it's your birthday.
I don't say anything.
Would you like me to take you to a strip club so you can punch a woman in the face?
I don't even know what a woman is. I've never seen one.
Some of
before.
them like that, Mike.
Yeah. You got to pay them $500-$600, but you can deck them right in.
I'll let them punch me in the face.
I don't know this from experience.
Okay.
I think that's much cheaper.
Okay.
Mike is a little switch. He likes to punch and be punched.
Right.
Little
Oh,
Nintendo Switch.
one for one.
So now one day Ellen's like hanging out, washing a dish, whatever, and she's like, says to herself, I've had enough of these knuckle sandwiches. I'm going to go live with my parents again down the road. So she did that. And when Pickle came around to reclaim his lady
And his dish.
and his dish, Ellen's dad shooed him away
Yeah.
with a much larger gun than Pickle had. His Scottish gun.
Wow.
He's like, I'm Pickle Rick. Szechuan sauce is mine.
Funniest shit I ever saw.
I know, right? That's so funny.
Rick and Morty is a. Has it stopped?
No, it's becoming funny again, ironically. So if you were tired of it, you strap in for.
I think once they started selling their merchandise at Hot Topic, that was at their zenith. And now, from their zenith, we're breaking the
Resurrection.
laws of math. It's going further than that. It's a little whoop.
It's just not that funny.
Pickled Rick, Tom. Pickled Rick.
I've never seen an episode and gone, wow, that's funny.
Pickles aren't supposed to talk, man. Come on.
Right.
Anyway,
But now here we are. We're talking about a pickle that talks.
Yeah,
James
this is all
Lipton
good.
is funnier. And pre-Arrested Development.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this guy's name. I don't know why I thought his name was.
Who? Oh, no. Well, actually, yeah.
You're like, he's funny
Thomas
for punching
Pickle-
his wife or something.
Thomas Pickles.
William Pickerson or
Yeah.
whatever the hell. I forgot what it is.
Pickle, yeah,
Pickle Boy,
Pickles,
he's my
yeah.
friend. Anyway, we're doing this. So Ellen knew that if she stayed in the area, her ask for no pickles would be overlooked by God's great drive-through staff.
Gotcha.
Dude, that happened to me today. Oh, wait, I'm on
Mandatory
a diet.
pickles.
Yeah,
Fuck,
you're on
I
a
wasn't
diet.
supposed to say that.
You
I
just
went to
cracked.
Burger King.
Travis, we know. We know you're not on a diet.
He went to the drive-thru and ordered only the pickles. There was no burger.
Yeah, dude.
Travis just rolled through and just like,
I don't know if you've ever been to Norway, but they just eat pickles there. I mean, so
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, no, definitely. Pickled fish,
Yeah.
pickled bread.
Pickled
They've got
pickles.
it all. They really do.
it's all right if you. Here's the trick, dude. For dieting, you can get yourself that quarter pounder with cheese. Just drop it in vinegar, pickle it.
pickle it.
Yeah.
Travis, remember that time we made pickles?
Oh yeah,
How'd that turn out?
They were very bad.
they were
And
terrible.
we made way too many of them. We had, no joke, Travis and I sitting on like 40 jars of pickles that were all atrocious.
Yeah, but that's because we weren't using cheeseburgers. We're using cucumbers. That's
you
a
try
wrong
every
thing to
single one?
pickle.
No, but it was like we did the
You just
same
tell.
process. We're like, no, this is going to work. We saw
Yeah,
this
of
online. We'll make our own pickles.
Genius.
Foolish.
Foolish
But that's how
young
we
men.
learn. That's how we learn.
Uh,
Okay. So, against her parents' wishes, Ellen's like, I gotta get out of here, so I'm gonna go get the fuck out of Kansas. Okay. Parents are like, you shouldn't do that. You're a woman.
Okay.
You can't leave. If you're a woman, you gotta stay. You're like a root vegetable. You have to stay in one place.
Yeah, unfortunately, at the time, that was true.
That's what I'm saying at the time, not now. Now, I'm saying you're a root vegetable back in the 19th century. Nowadays, you're a phoenix with wings and a tail and of gills.
Every woman
You
I've
can go
ever
anywhere.
talked to today has been to more places than I have been.
Yeah, dude, I don't get it.
Yeah,
I'm
same.
Like,
I'm like jealous as fuck.
Yeah, they
Right.
go on trips while we're working.
Yeah, what the
Having
fuck?
fun? and
No,
shit?
no, it's like you talk to some lady and she's like, "Oh, I was in Italy yesterday, and then like a couple days ago, I went to New Zealand." I'm like, "Dude, I went to 7-Eleven and bought Reese's Pieces as a cheat."
As a cheat day for your diet.
Yeah.
Cheat day.
The diet that
Read
we're
you.
going to pretend is real for the remainder of this episode.
I believe it's Travis.
Ellen, being this unusually independent woman for the time, she's like, I gotta do this. So she files for divorce in 1884. She leaves home by herself at the age of 23 with the intentions of living with one of her brothers who lived in Denver, Colorado. And I believe everyone has a brother who lives in Denver, Colorado, who's really
weird.
into fish. So that's not a good plan already, because he lives on a couch.
With fish.
I feel like some of the most spaciest people I've met have moved to Denver.
It makes sense.
It's a space vortex there.
Yeah.
Beautiful people making love with each other, intertwined with dreadlocks, spinning around, listening to free jazz and all the jam bands and acid in the world. And for some reason, the tourist industry is booming.
Yeah.
Well,
Everyone's high on Trader Joe's.
They're all
Yeah, and
professionally homeless.
And also, it's not cultural appropriation to have dreads up there because of the altitude.
They naturally dread.
Yeah.
They naturally dread.
Wow.
Is that really a true thing? Naturally dreads because you're up in a higher altitude?
Absolutely.
I would say you should go and see, but I have enough of this talking to people from other parts of the world. So you just hang out here. We'll go eventually together.
That sounds like fun.
We'll go make a
You
trip.
guys-
Get some dreads.
Restaurant tour.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Where was I?
That'd be cool.
I forgot where I was in my script.
Sorry.
You can leave this in, Zwick.
Talking about she getting divorced, being mad
Denver.
and shit.
Oh, right. So, like I said, it's unheard of a woman to travel alone. So back then, you usually have a bodyguard. I cannot confirm or deny that she had one, but most likely the family paid for one for her to get there.
Gotcha.
When she arrived in Denver, she was like, fuck this place. So she moved right along to Cheyenne, now the capital of
Alright.
Wyoming, finding work as a cook and seamstress.
Oh.
Hmm.
Well, like sewing
I
shit
did-
together?
Yeah, man.
Ah, sick.
Pants.
I didn't go to Cheyenne. I did go to Cody, Wyoming, where I
Yeah.
ran over a pigeon. Because usually when you're
Wow.
driving in New York and you're going close to a pigeon, it flies away from the car.
It knows what's
In,
up.
in Cody, Wyoming, that pigeon just stood there and
Yeah.
licked my wheel.
It was
Trying to
suicidal.
get your plate number.
Does it have a tongue? I don't know. Do pigeons have tongues? This one
sure.
did.
I never really thought about it. That's crazy. It making me think.
What, that I ran
Travis.
over a pigeon, or that do pigeons
No,
have tongues?
Pigeons have tongues.
They're good for more than one thing, Mike. Because when you think of a pigeon, you go, oh, delicious. But other people will use them for messaging,
Oh,
Yeah.
like, hey Arnold,
or
Pigeon Man.
Pigeon Man, flying, because he
Uh-huh.
flew.
With pigeons.
It's true.
And that was an animated docu-series about a young boy's life in New York City. So we have to assume that's real.
Hey, Arnold.
I love the Hey Arnold anime.
It's very sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yatta Arnold.
It's a bit of a sticky point with the new Nickelodeon.
Dude, I was so pissed off that Hey Arnold, in America they dubbed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That Japanese jazz. The
I,
Japanese.
I really wanted the sub
fusion.
version on, but
They get the lip flap right at least.
yeah.
Amaru.
I wonder what Stinky would sound like.
He's
they
speaking
keep
entire
his.
sentences without moving his mouth. They just made him breathe. All right. So anyway, she's in Cheyenne now. Okay. Cheyenne was named after a Native American man by a nice white man. So figure that.
Wait,
No.
so his name wasn't Cheyenne, and this dude was like, "Your name's Cheyenne."
If I said it like that, we can roll with it.
All right, all right.
Don't check that, anyone. Sorry, I have a cold. That's why I sound so hoarse.
Is that COVID, Tom?
I got COVID. Me and Trump holding hands.
Uh-oh.
He's laying down next to me.
In the arms of an angel.
He's a great guy. Anyway, Ellen lived in Cheyenne for about 2 years, then followed the railroad to Rawlins, Wyoming, to continue working as a cook at the Rawlins boarding house and IHOP.
Oh, sick.
That year, she met a Jim Averill. Okay?
Wait, Jim Avril Levine?
It's different spelling, but
So no.
So
I
I'm
could believe
picturing,
because he was a skating boy.
yeah, I'm
Whoa.
picturing about a 52-year-old dressed as Avril Lavigne with like male, dressed as Avril Lavigne. He's got male pattern balding, but he's got the
Yeah.
eyeliner on. He's like, I am just Skaterman. Would you like eggs with your bacon? I work at a boarding house.
Yeah.
I think that's America's future in a lot
Yeah.
of ways.
Boarding houses?
As we progress into the future and nostalgia and retro things are cool, Avril Lavigne will one day be retro.
I think she already is.
Yeah, I think she's already retro.
She's old now. She's
Yeah.
old, but then you get a new 80s are now retro. Everyone's into the year 1987 at the moment. Okay,
That's me.
It's cool.
I love 1987.
so within the next 12 years, we're looking at an
97.
Avril Lavigne resurgence.
Tom's 2030 prediction.
You wait for it. Fishnets, red tops,
I'm okay with this.
hair too straight, perhaps
Baggy jeans, maybe.
appropriation. So straight, very Asian.
Maybe.
Mustache
Yatta.
is king again.
Yatta. So Jim was in Rawlins to file a homestead claim for land along the Sweetwater River. This episode is brought to you by Sweetwater.
Sweetwater.
They're like Amazon for music, and they have good sales, man. Shout out to Shelby.
Woo.
It's not really an ad.
Oh, damn.
If you're not a musician, don't waste your time.
If you're a podcaster, they have okay microphones.
Ask for Shelly. Tell him Tom sent you.
If you're not a musician, go to McDonald's and ask for the Sweetwater.
If you're a podcaster, stop it. You don't need to.
What are you doing with your life?
Yeah, stop. There's enough podcasts. It's saturation. We got the last step. It's us.
Yeah.
What's a Sweetwater
us.
sandwich?
It's just us. It's us and Freakonomics, Ira Glass, Joe Rogan.
Uh-huh.
Everyone else
The
is
last
below
batch.
us.
What's a Sweetwater sandwich?
What's that?
What's a Sweetwater sandwich?
What do you? I don't know.
Travis, what was a Sweetwater sandwich?
Well, I don't know a Sweetwater sandwich. I'm saying get the Sweetwater drink.
Oh, the drink.
Dude, that's their sweet tea, which
Oh.
is water and a half sugar, half water. It's basically the thing from Men in Black. He got that.
Sugar.
Oh, wow.
Water.
It's beautiful stuff.
Now I know.
So
Yeah.
now we got Jim out there in the old Wyoming taking advantage of the Homestead Act.
What was that again?
The
Just move out there and it's yours.
You can move out there, and then there's a time frame depending on the region in which you can improve the land. You have to prove that you're worth being there, and then the government will give it to you. So if you go there and you cultivate it and you build a couple structures and you get some herds of cattle, you get some hogs, you get some corn going, then you keep it. But if the government shows up and you've done nothing with the property, they take it away from you.
Oh, shit.
So basically, what that is for, right, is like, I mean, this is the 19th century, is if you're black and you move out there, they'll take it away from you.
It actually was, interestingly enough, Travis, this was an attempt to squash out some of the slave owners
Well, yeah.
because you couldn't own slaves, and if you had fought in the Confederate side, you were not eligible for this.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, but at the same time, because I know this from Oregon history, which is like part of the Homestead Act, you weren't allowed to like own property if you were black.
Yeah, no, there was its own racist issues.
Yeah,
Some of them were terrible, and other ones were just
dumb.
dumb. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. So now we're on a dumb law where it's like, all right, you can go get some free land, and if you do stuff with it, it was fine for some people. Okay. So he goes out there, he gets some soil, they call it.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
And he tries to get the claimant, the acquire the ownership of the land. It's great, okay? There, he
It's
opened
great.
up a general store and a restaurant, and he had met Ellen at this point. So the two of them were hanging out, and Ellen was running the restaurant slash saloon.
So we're talking about like a franchise Denny's right now, right?
Right, but it's only one. Imagine if there was only one Denny's. Would it really hit as hard?
I've been on Denny's once.
No.
I didn't like it.
You shouldn't like it.
So I remember my family went to Hershey Park one time, and my dad was like, "Oh, a Denny's." And then we got a little closer, and it didn't say Denny's, but it was the same font and said Dempsey's. And the pancakes were salty.
Whoa.
I think someone
That's-
came in my pancakes.
Damn.
Dempsey.
is
His
that
name
the-
was Dempsey.
You were,
That-
what, 7 years old, and that was the fifth or sixth time you had eaten semen?
It's
not a
yeah, I
joke.
went to. No, one of my fondest memories was going to Camp Epstein up in the Adirondacks.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, you were just a towel boy. I know. I know. Anyway, so they opened this restaurant. It's nice, general store. Back then, it was like everything was just in one building. It's like boarding house upstairs. We're a general store. We also do meals, all that shit. There we had a bunch of cowboys and aspiring failed actors, yada, 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 other travelers. So the business actually did really well, just based on where people were passing through. So customers paid a whopping 50 cents a
Wow.
plate,
Whoa.
Fucking steal.
which is $13.83 in today's
Oh,
money.
fuck. It's kind of. It's
Yeah,
like
it's all right
average.
still.
Yeah,
It's a little
all right.
pricey. A little.
It's a touch pricey if you're out in the middle of the country today, but they didn't have trucks back then delivering the
You're
meat.
right, you're
you know,
right.
there need to be overhead for the
Yeah.
axes that need to be sharpened, for the trauma that was constantly happening, for the fending off of savages trying to get into your stockhouse.
He said the word.
Hey, Tom, you love that word.
What? Stockhouse.
Yeah, that one.
You're all. Tom is one of the biggest fans of 21 Savages. So
Huge fan of the 21 Savages. Here we are. So Jim saw value in Ellen's smarts. He was into her, and he's just like, not even romantically. They were involved romantically. We know that. But he liked her brain, and he was like, I want you to be a partner. I don't want you to just be my wife. I would like for you to run the restaurant. And how's this? If you're doing all the cooking and shit like that, you just collect everything from the restaurant because I want you to have money. I'm making money, he's doing other things. So basically, he just handed her the restaurant.
That's cool.
You do the restaurant.
Yeah, if you're doing the work, that's your money. Good system. Eventually, they did marry, but they had to keep it secret because the secret allowed Ellen to attain her own homestead next to Jim's. Now, included in the Homestead Act was the right that any single woman would be allowed to purchase up to 160 acres of land, provided that they improved it within 5 years, like I mentioned before.
damn, that shit's progressive back then. They couldn't even vote. They couldn't even vote, but they could own. Like, hold on, I would trade in my ability to vote for 150 acres.
Yeah, me too. Well,
I'm just saying.
You know, your government decided to trade that in for you anyway.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
You don't have anything for
I don't have anything.
for this fake version of voting we have going on.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, Travis. I would forego my right to vote
Well, I mean,
federally
yeah.
for $35.
Well, I mean, what did men get if it was like 100
No, it was the
acres
same.
for women? Oh, okay. All right.
Then I
Progress.
think men were allowed to purchase additionally. So they were
There it
able to
is.
get other land
There it
around
is.
it.
There it is.
It was like first time purchase is this, yada, yada, yada. So
The acreage
The reason-
ceiling gap, which has never been a problem when they
Oh,
talked
wow.
about the ceiling.
so
Because no one owns anything anymore.
nope. So married couples were not entitled to own two separate plots of land, so they kept their marriage status on the down low. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. You still get to
I don't know
hang.
this bitch. I don't know this bitch.
No, we're friends. You know, she comes over, a cup of sugar, maybe a
Sir, her
4 inches
vulva
of
is
my
around your
cock.
penis.
Yeah.
I don't know her.
little kiss once in a while. The cheek.
Yeah. Strangers kiss, right, Mike?
Yeah. Mwah.
In August of 1886, she filed for squatters' rights on the land next to Jim, and in May 1888, claimed the land as her own. So it took some time. There's a lot of paperwork that this government wants. We're already off to a
Yeah.
bad start.
Yeah, and this is all while she's squatting on that dick.
Yep.
Very
Now,
good,
between
sir.
her and Jim, they acquired a total of 320 acres.
Wow.
That's up there.
It's a nice spot of land.
Mm-hmm.
She built a cabin and a corral,
It's a
which
corral.
I always thought was a place for women to get dressed, but apparently it's where you put hogs inside.
Oh.
Yes.
It's news to me.
Wow. Okay.
Wait,
that
so
was
you're
part-
saying she opened the first, on top of the first Denny, she opened the first Golden Corral as well?
Pioneer.
Yep, that's her. She's the Golden Corral lady.
Wow. So this is a powerful woman.
Yeah.
2 franchises.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm. Now, cowboys often used to visit Ellen's cabin directly, and you shouldn't jump to any conclusions here.
I already did.
Me too.
All right.
But no, on paper, she probably wasn't a hooker, but it seemed that these progressive old types had like open-ish relationships. Like, we're married, but because it's not really on paper, yada, 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 we're just doing our thing.
She wants to
Common
get dicked
wife.
down. That's cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want a
Whatever.
deep dicking every now and then?
Yeah.
I don't blame her.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, she's great. I love her. I love this
perfect.
woman. And then I'll get into why she's being brought into this episode in a bit. So Ellen is now able to purchase her own cattle. She's got the space. So she barbed wired about 60 acres of her own land off to give them some grazing space. That's plenty.
Yeah.
Now she's easily able to grow hay as she and Jim control 1 mile along the Sweetwater River.
Makes sense.
Now she needed to brand them. Now you'd think that's easy. You just stick a pig and it's done.
Yeah.
A little history here. During a harsh, snowy winter a couple of years prior, the farmers, unable to get proper nutrition as grass for their cattle due to the amount of snowfall, ended up having to think of different ways to feed their animals. Hay. Okay? Hay is the
Hay.
great alternative.
Hey.
But in order to grow your own hay, you need a water source. Okay?
All right.
Really?
Wait, this
course.
sounds like first world problems.
Well,
Can't feed my cattle. First world problems.
right, yes. The hungry New Yorkers and Philadelphia cheesesteak people that need their cattle, you
Yeah.
have to provide them, the cattle, with hay. Okay?
Main
Yes.
ingredient.
Now, usually it hadn't been such an issue, but during this one winter, these stock people got scared. So there's a stupid law during this time that claimed that unbranded cows were the property of the WSGA, which is the Wyoming Stock Growers Association. And they, in turn,
Wow.
would auction the cattle off to a small group of ranchers to a registered brand. A brand was something that the government gave you. It wasn't something-
Coca-Cola?
My brand, yes.
My brand.
Perfect.
So, which is, they were basically confiscating these cows and then selling them back to the board members of the WSGA. By the way, if you look up the WSGA now, it stands for the Wisconsin State Golf Association.
Okay.
They might be related.
No.
People change.
Dude, I'm
True.
thinking this pretty much the same thing. I mean, those boys on the Wisconsin Greens, they're trying to get their curds on. How you make curds? Hay and whey.
Yeah, you need the hay and whey for
hay and
curds
whey.
to be okay.
Now I know.
Everyone says
Yeah.
that.
Now I'm informed.
Everyone says that. I
Yeah.
watched about 6 documentaries,
On hay.
and everyone was saying that
Oh shit.
that exact thing.
Like it's a topical thing.
It's like the
You know how
trademark.
like they talk about, you know, when you're performing something and you're like, you gotta, you know, play for the nosebleeds, play for the back seats,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We're playing for Middle America right now. This is a Middle America script, dog.
This
Damn.
makes sense. Anyone out in Middle America, specifically Wyoming, who's listening to this episode and is somehow affected by the words I've said,
How you doing?
get a job. Learn to code, as they said.
Well, yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, back
Oh,
in the day,
corn
1880s code. So anyway, the cost of the brand was kept very high to discourage homesteaders from starting their own herds. And the WSGA could decline any brand they wanted, just like
What?
Mean Girls, assuring that the only few and wealthy ranchers that were out there could claim one. It was all fixed to begin with, okay? Homesteaders sounds great. The people out there managing sounds bad.
Yeah.
At least they get free land, though.
That's pretty sweet.
Better than what I got. I got a fucking kick in the ribs from the government.
Who kicked you? Was it Anthony Weiner?
No, it was first Hillary Clinton and then Ted Cruz. They both came along. They kicked each side.
Simultaneously?
Yeah.
There
They cleared their schedules for
And then
you.
they high-fived and made out.
There is hearsay that there's a pornography out there with a legitimate Ted Cruz and Hillary Clinton.
Really?
Yeah,
John Sins? No.
John. No,
This
John.
is a QAnon thing. Tom, have you been in the QAnons?
I search for truth. I don't brand truths. Okay. I believe she goes under a stage name Hillary Clinton.
Oh.
All right.
And anyway,
Donald
let's-
Pump.
Yeah, back to the story at hand. Now, because of this, it took Ellen and Jim 3 years to acquire their own brand, even though Jim had become Justice of the Peace and Postmaster of Sweetwater. To expedite this, it didn't matter. Now, you think those roles would have helped him along through these bureaucratic WSGA hula hoops that they're setting, these dachshund-sized hula hoops. But they had no interest in giving out brands to fellas like him. So in July of 1889, Ellen branded her first 41 cattle with a brand that she bought off of another rancher.
That is a weird.
Well, that guy wanted to retire and go do something else. He wanted to create handmade Cadbury eggs. So he gave her his brand. And now the brand was LU. It's a little L and a U. So now she starts going more by Ella because it's like Ella.
Elliot.
The next land improvement that Ella sought after was an irrigation channel. She was going to build off the Sweetwater River, make a little channel for herself so she gets more water,
Little reservoir tip.
limiting the amount of water going down further past her property. Now, this made one man named Albert John Bothwell pissed.
Okay.
Dude, Bothwell. You don't want to fuck with the Bothwell.
Taking his
dude.
water away.
Right. Bothwell is a piece of shit. Ella had this really annoying wealthy neighbor. As I said, that's Albert. Now, Albert was friends with all the WSGA folks, but he was actually later to the game than Ella was. He didn't own much property. He had a lot of money, but all the property that he wanted was Ella's and Jim's. It's not very
Wait.
good.
Are we talking about like what's happening? This is like current events right now, where like everyone with coronavirus is like, we need to escape the cities. And they go out to like upstate New York, or they go out to some fucking weird state, rural state, and they're like, I'm a farmer now.
Homesteader.
Kind of, but you can imagine more of a Mr. Burns type of personality.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Gotcha.
rich. I deserve this. So I'll illustrate this point further. Now, when he did get his first batch of cows in and he started herding, he had to get permission from Ella and Jim to get the cows to water so they can drink some water. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
slurp
normal
it.
thing. And their response to this ask was, yeah, sure, man. Just bring your cows this way. Drink some water. And this infuriated him because he was so rich that he hated to have to ask permission.
So that's what you call a real guzzler, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking cum guzzler.
Now, Albert offered to buy the plot of land for much more than it was worth, but she politely declined. Jim and Ella did give Albert permission to use the land still, even though they started butting heads a little bit more. Then he tried scaring Ella and Jim out of the place.
Ooh.
He burned down one of their barns.
Fuck.
He tried romancing Ella out of nowhere.
After the barn burning? That
Yeah.
doesn't seem like that'll work.
You know what? I just burned your barn down, but guess what? I got a lot of money.
Yes.
Check out this dick.
Now, in true fashion of the Wild West, he sent guys over to her house to tack ears onto her door
Yo.
to say, hey, leave here. And she said, no, those are just ears.
Wait, what type of ear are we
Whose
talking about?
Ears.
Now, my sources just use the term ear. So we can imagine anything we want.
An ear of corn.
Ear of corn. Very simple ear. Ear from a cow. That's fine. We use those all the time. Ear from a pig. Dog treats.
An ear of gravy.
Bless you.
It's good stuff.
Ears of gravy. Ears of humans. Humans were dying all the time back then. Take an ear. Throw it on the
Upcycle
door.
an ear.
Right.
Talk about some cool Halloween decorations.
Yeah, right.
I'm just gonna fucking staple some ears to my front door. Hey, kids. You want some pork rinds? For Halloween, trick-or-treaty.
Uncle Travis's house.
I want some loose pork rinds for my bucket.
Yeah. Here's a bunch of pork rinds and cigarettes that I've individually bagged because I care about Halloween.
I want to portion this out so you don't get all fat and have to go on a diet. I'm sorry. I'm really tired right now. Albert's next plan of action was to hire a cattle detective named George Henderson to go
Whoa.
inspect Ella and Jim's ranch.
Sheesh.
Now, during his inspection, he found several cattle that he believed to have been illegally rustled.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Rustlers, Mike.
What, stolen or some shit?
Stealing a cattle is rustling that cattle.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Red
Rustling
Dead.
also means that you have ridges. That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
Rustles
Oh,
have
it's chips.
ridges.
That's Ruffles ridges.
Those are good too. I like those ones.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
S's do look like F's. If you write Ruffles out in script, it could be confusing.
Oh, I only write in script. I'm one of the very last people that only write in script. So
Everyone hates you now. But
Yeah.
I think it's a good fight. Now, Bothwell, he starts creeping around. He starts talking to some of his local local WSGA fellas, the members. The guys are
Right.
all rich and they're trying to bust out these little people trying to make a living for themselves. They're trying to shut them down.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey guys, let's go lynch Jim and Ella.
Oh, next level
Oh.
shit.
Yeah.
All right.
that escalated quickly.
Yeah, right? Jeez.
Yeah, pretty much. It was, a few bad words, but it's the Wild West back then.
Yeah, no rules and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Some rules.
So most of the
Yeah,
group,
No. They lynched themselves. It's the Wild West. They just fell off of that tree
And that rope was
with
there
a
by
rope
accident.
around their neck.
They
Yeah,
just
they
fell
didn't
into
know
the
what
rope.
to do with a safety harness and put it around their neck. It was weird, Your Honor.
they were trying to bungee
Yeah, we were.
jump.
Yeah, taking them on a perfectly legal bungee jumping off of a bridge.
And she said I could have her
Perfectly
land.
legal.
She said I could have her land right before she did it. We made up. We were actually kissing, all three of us.
Then I told them not to do it, but they just did it.
Right. So
Wait, Tom. So I just want to pause for a second. Right now, your lady, your heroine,
yes,
seems like she's pretty good.
she's great.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
like a
Now,
very strong woman.
unlike most other episodes of Roast Mortem,
Yes.
where we pick people apart,
Yeah.
Ella does nothing wrong.
Oh, you
But
have
her
me fooled.
story, though it be simple, translates to folklore, unlike we've ever heard before.
Wow.
Okay.
I'll get to that.
Wow.
So, like I say, they're meeting up, WSGA folks in Bothwell. Most of the people are like, no, we don't want to lynch them. They're just people. They're white. They're fine.
God.
Well, this is how they thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
But 5 of the other ranchers did agree, and that was enough to get the job done.
Wow.
So then they issued themselves some fake-ass warrants and rode off into the sunset, which I'm imagining is the direction of Ella's property.
Always.
They wrangled up a posse.
Now,
An
someone asked
insane clown posse.
Now, someone asked me how Ella and Jim die.
Wow. Here
Oh.
already. How does the lovely Ella and Jim die?
Thank you for
Can I
asking.
guess?
Sure.
Lynched.
Yeah, pretty much. So here's the story. So
Great.
Bothwell and
Zacco.
5 ranchers arrived at Ella and Jim's separate homes because they had the 2 different places on their land.
Right.
Yeah.
Each time gun in hand, in a buckboard, which is a 4-wheeled horse-drawn carriage, and told them each at gunpoint to get into the car.
Wait, what did they charge him with? We're going to get to that.
Rustling.
Cattle rustling.
Oh, cattle rustling. Oh,
But
yeah,
not
yeah.
much of a court going on.
Yeah, true. I thought they added some extra shit onto it to get the warrants.
No,
No,
the
Mike.
warrants were pretty much
Stealing
fake.
cows. Stealing cows.
Just
big,
that?
big no.
Wow.
Yep.
They stole cows. They also broke into the local 7-Eleven and licked every taquito.
They were
That's
the local
unacceptable.
7-Eleven. They were,
And they licked every taquito.
Every
Yeah.
last taquito.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
We had to call OSHA on them, and OSHA just happened to lynch them.
OSHA does that nowadays.
Now, the truth of this vigilante arrest is not entirely clear. Other accounts say that Jim and Ella were both together, drinking hot whiskey, when Albert appeared with a big old mob of people. There is no clear cut how this happened. But either way, the abductors took them to Sweetwater River, just on the bank there. Bothwell himself tied the ropes around the tree and to the other ends of Ella and Jim's neck.
Holy fuck.
Jim broke down, started blubbering and crying for his life, while Ella kept talking smack to her captors. This entire situation was strange. No woman had ever been hanged before in the Wild West, especially over false cattle rustling charges,
That's bullshit.
let alone by a vigilante group.
I'd be fucking pissed.
Her husband is justice of the peace as well,
Ooh.
so nothing is making sense.
So they're going after basically like the sheriff.
Yeah,
Kinda.
they are. So either way,
Wow.
on July 20th, 1889, they got it. The couple was forced to step off a rock and forced to suffer a slow strangulations as the body were only dropped about 2 feet.
That's not enough.
They were left in the sun for 2 days, then brought to Jim's general store.
Holy fuck.
The town's official made a half-hearted inquiry as to why these two had been hanged. No one really cared that much, though.
Wow.
This is Wyoming.
All right, kids, if you're going to hang people,
Yeah, Uncle Travis.
try to snap their neck. It's just nice. You got to drop them far enough, make your noose knot, thick
Like 6
enough.
feet, right? 6 feet?
Yeah. Well, if you could go 10 feet, that's great. If you
No.
go 15 feet, that's great.
No, that's
Snap
not
their
true.
necks.
That's not
You
true.
might decapitate a fucker.
Because you'll decapitate if you go too high.
Doesn't matter. That's better than strangling
Yeah,
to death.
true.
Well, no. Travis is right.
Good point. Yeah. So let's see. Where the
Oh,
hell was
shit.
I?
That's terrible.
Yeah, it is. But there's more. We're not
That's-
done with
we're
this
not done.
episode.
That's
okay.
fucked up.
Okay.
Now, Bothwell was rich enough to hire as many protective mercenaries as he needed to keep whatever jail time down to nothing. The
Yeah.
post-mortem on this. Ella became the only woman to ever be hanged in Wyoming to this day.
Wacky.
I'm not counting suicides. Those don't count. I don't know what that's like. I mean, 250 people there now. You'd have to assume
At least one.
at least one.
At least one.
Now, as the news of the hangings traveled, the WSGA thought it would be a good idea to control this story a bit.
Wait, so we're
Oh.
talking about now we've switched over to the Wisconsin Golf Club,
Right.
They're
They-
like, hey, guess what? We no hangings on our green. Our green's clean.
It's dry. Give me my 9-iron. So they don't want the cattle barons to look like heartless Taco Bell suppliers. They want them to look like trusted, heart-warming Taco Bell suppliers.
Yeah, opposite.
Opposites. Now,
If there's one thing that I know about liquid meat, is it always comes from the heart.
mm.
Comes
no
from the heart,
idea.
goes right to the anus.
You have no idea how correct you are.
Now, one of the cattle barons was also a writer, and his name was John Clay. And he took it upon himself to document the event, even though he had no idea it happened till several days later. He wrote this bogus memoir of himself being there about
Ugh.
making all these weird claims, how the execution happened, describing how they were hung. He got into a lot of detail. He wasn't there, though.
Oh, I was a faker.
Yeah, and then he was like talking about how Bothwell was a hero because in reality, Ella and Jim were just terrible people. They were whores and something else.
Goddamn horse.
They rustled more cattle than anyone else.
Never met a whore named Jim, but
Mhm.
Dude,
Surprise.
Jim is the best whore, dude. Like
Yeah.
in that song, there's whores in the house. They're talking about a bunch of Jims, and they're hanging out. And
bunch of
we're
Jims in the
just-
house.
What song is Horse
Yeah, I
in the
mean,
House?
the good thing about if you're a whore and your name is Jim, you don't actually have to put out. You just have to be able to make a mean macaroni salad.
Yeah, good point. Jim, where's the salad? They say. Where's the salad?
That'll
Jim
be
doesn't know anymore.
400 roses
lost
for Jim's
himself.
macaroni salad.
Now, Sweetwater officials began preparing a trial for the crime. And for some reason, we don't know why, but all the witnesses started disappearing, and all
Uh-oh.
the jurors got a little richer, and all the
Huh?
participants at the lynching slowly left town, and the trial was eventually dropped due to lack of participants of any kind.
Wow.
Just don't care enough about these people dying.
No. Now, Bothwell won both homesteads of the victims without any repercussions.
What?
He used,
Wait, hold on.
Uh-huh.
So like they didn't have any like a will or like next of kin?
There was no next
Like
of kin.
Jim didn't shoot his Slim Jim load into fucking this lady and make some baby elves?
Yeah,
Now,
she was seeing cowboys, remember?
there are so many stories happening here that I'm going to give you the straightest I can get, which is fairly watered down because there's a lot of conflicting things happening. So apparently Ella did have a child,
Okay.
according to one outlet.
Okay.
And they say that the child was being raised by Native Americans and was nowhere to be found. And also, if they were a Native American, they would not have any interest in money.
It's just like, oh, the child became a minority and thusly invisible.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
Also, Tom, this was like the one time where you could have appropriately said Indians, but you chose Native American.
Well, my favorite artist is 21 Savage, but I had already brought that up earlier in the episode. It's what I listen to in the gym. I get knocked down. Classic.
I love that one.
Perfect.
Now, he used Ella's house as an ice house, and he took over Jim's job as Justice of the Peace.
Hey, promotion.
Wow.
After 26 years there, he retired to Los Angeles, seeking to become a silent movie star.
Ooh.
He died there in the 1920s, never showing any remorse for Ella or Jim.
Fuck it.
What
Got
did
away
he do? Was he a
scotch-free.
star?
No, he wasn't. He tried to be a star. He was rich on cattle.
Yeah, that
I'm a
fuck you
regular
money.
Charles
Yeah.
Chappell.
If you have fuck you money, you
even
don't
do
need to
shit.
be a star.
Yeah, it was like, whatever, I tried, but it didn't work out.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm still
check out
rich.
Logan Paul. He
Yeah.
has no talent. He just has money from the Disney Channel.
Wow.
Was he actually? I don't know anything about him. I know that he thinks suicide is very funny.
He's,
He's
like
a penis.
douche.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Yeah.
He basically, his role in society is to make girls, like not women, think about sex.
Okay. Well, I've just been informed
Yeah.
by Gabriella via Google Doc. She helped me write some of this script. And apparently the silent movie star bit was a joke.
Oh, it wasn't true.
To which I say phooey to you for misleading our listeners.
Damn, I thought he really was trying to make
I mean,
it.
I'm still entertained.
I
Yeah.
am too. Thank you. Everything else is sound. Everything else is sound in this script.
Everything. Yeah.
So anyway, he dies there in the 1920s. Now the WSGA then continued a smear campaign against the three victims. Why did I say three
Who's
victims?
third?
It's two victims.
Yeah.
Against the two victims, okay?
Yeah.
They didn't stop after she died. They kept pushing it for years about how bad they were and how nice Bothwell was.
Really? You think he was paying for that? He was like, yo, just gas the shit up so I don't get in trouble.
They were all friends.
Oh, true.
The WSGA
Oh, yeah.
was all the rich people in the Midwest, and they also happened to own the newspapers.
Yeah, they're all like Nobody told you that you're gonna steal some cars.
Wow.
It's true. So 3 Cheyenne newspapers ran similar articles as the breaking story. The Cheyenne Daily Leader published a headline, "A double lynching. Postmaster Averill and
Whoa.
wife hung for cattle stealing." They chalked up Ella to be a dirty whore and a hustler. They
Wow.
made Jim look like a limp-wristed bandit with no spine, who asked Ella to do all the stealing for him.
Damn.
They called her cabin a hog ranch, which is an expression for a rural brothel. It is also what I propose we change the name of the show to.
I like that name, Hog Ranch.
The hog ranch.
Well,
Yes.
Now, within these articles, one consistent theme
yes.
that transcended every publication was the nickname, Cattle Kate. If you realize, I haven't used the words Cattle Kate since the beginning of this
Yes.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ella never heard the term cattle Kate. There was no cattle Kate.
Her name is Ellen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, champion of logic.
Yeah, we're talking about the multi-Emmy award-winning lesbian talk show host. Not a Caitlyn.
Oh shit, she's time traveling.
not the Olympian changed model, female model.
Oh.
This is the way of the West back then. We can see how things played out, where people were bought and paid like cheap floozies, and everyone was just a legend because no one got anything right, and there was no video cameras.
Yeah, true.
Legend in it. Legend.
Like Cody, when you did OK Corral, what I'm blanking right now. Billy the Kid,
Wyatt Earp.
Wyatt Earp.
Earp.
Right? How he barely had anything to do with that.
Yeah, he wasn't really there.
Right. So now this is the next level of that, and that's why I'm bringing it here.
I like
Ellen
this.
did nothing wrong. She just chilled and took a few punches to the face and was a very nice woman.
Yeah.
And has somehow, if you look up Cattle Kate, even today, you will find terrible stories,
Wow.
things that never happened. There was a 1940s old spaghetti western where she was the main character and she's a villain and she was a sexy, got her away and smoozed around. It was nothing like this woman. This woman didn't
Government
exist.
cover up.
Get your tits out.
Right. So,
Sorry.
with that, that concludes the story. Like I said, it's a light
I
episode.
feel
We're not
bad.
going
My
that
God.
long. But that's the real Cattle Kate, a non-existent person. If you look it up, you will still find so many things have been published, books written even up until the 80s that documented all these terrible things that she never actually did.
Because she was never actually that person.
Right. Nothing
That wasn't even her
happened.
name, fucking dum-dums.
Right. So this episode is all fake.
All fake.
It's fake
You
news,
haven't been
Tom.
listening to anything this entire hour and a half. And
Wow.
rest in peace, Salino and Barnes.
Yeah, right. Fuck. That's just,
Or it's just one of them.
Yeah,
isn't
just
it?
Barnes,
Or, no,
right?
I guess the duo is dead because one of them.
you just gotta call Celino now.
Yeah, she's gonna call Salino
Yeah.
and get her land back.
I think she should.
I think she should too. It's fucking call 8.
So that's all that I'm gonna say about Cattle Kate. I
Cattle
would
Kate.
recommend, if you were tickled by this, because I know I didn't cover much of the myth, because a lot of it's made up and it always was changing from publication to publication. It's not about the specifics. It's about the bruiser mentality and the way they painted her.
We can make shit up about a dead girl right now.
We
She
can.
didn't do recycling.
Bad girl.
Well, Mike, name something else this fictional girl did.
She would jaywalk all the time.
Yeah.
Pretty
In
fucked up.
in Wyoming, which is really hard
Yep.
to do.
Always
but,
jaywalking.
It's true. That's it, though. That's the episode.
Honestly, I think we were looking at a very powerful woman that had a very powerful bad dragon in her all the time, at all times.
Yeah. The inner bad dragon dildo.
Yeah, No, I'm not even talking about a dildo. I'm talking about the spirit of
The inner
a
bad
bad
dragon.
dragon.
Gotcha.
Inside of her at all times. She was a powerful woman, and this guy, the Mr. Burns guy, Dick.
Yeah, I think he's a dick
Yeah,
too.
Bothwell. Bothwell's a mean guy. And
How did he die?
I will say this.
How, did he die of anything crazy? I know he died in the 20s.
Well, he died in the 20s, probably of like actor syndrome,
Actor.
because Gabby said that was a joke, but I don't think that is. I think she's just making up truth.
I hope he
Oh,
died.
you're right. Yeah,
with-
she did say that. He did say it was a joke.
I hope he died being waterboarded by sewage.
Me too.
Well, it's
That sounds
sewage boiling at that
terrible. The way to
point.
go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. So with that, we'll close the episode out with one hearty har for an okay lady,
Cheers.
Ellen
Hearty har.
Watson. Cheers, you old bitch.
Cheers.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
See
I wish
you
I could go
soon.
to your hog house.
I'd go to the hog house.
Yeah, I want to see her hog.
All subtlety gone with Mike.
Yeah, it's his birthday.
Oh,
Who
God.
wants to take us out? Mike, do you want to try closing out the episode? You've never closed out an
What
episode.
do I have to say again?
Yeah,
You've
you're a
done it
birthday
once.
boy.
You did it once.
You're of age now.
Just have fun.
You're
There's
legally
no
allowed to do
answer.
it.
I used to do the closing at Marshall's when I worked there.
All right, well, pretend it's Marshall's and do it here.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up another episode of Roast Mortem Cast here at
Nice.
the Saltman household with me and Tom Saltman and Cody McCann and Travis Legion. You can follow us on
Yeah.
Twitter at Roast Mortem Cast.
That's right.
Pretty good.
Schroest Mortem Cast.
Roast Mortem Cast.
We have a website up.
Did I
Yeah, we have a
mumble it on that
website
one?
now, dogs.
Check out our website, xvideos.com
Yeah, that's us.
/roast mortem.
We're uploading everything on X videos. We're tired of the Pornhub monopoly.
You gotta change it
so-
up once in a while.
Well, yeah, because we're talking about a cattle hand lady right now. I have just been milked. I milk myself every night, and I put it up on that website.
It's weird how
It's a service. It's a service for
to
humanity.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
People need a little protein in their life.
I'm saluting you, Travis.
Salute my shorts.
Wow.
And
That's the end of that. Sorry I made it weird. That's the end of the
No,
episode.
yeah,
I jerk off
roastmortem.com
sometimes. That's what men do.
patreon.com.
Yeah.
Patreon.com
If you go to our
slash
Patreon, go check out our
I was in the
website.
middle of plugging it, and you not only interrupted me to stop me from doing it, but did it worse than me.
Don't worry about it, Cody. I'm here. I'll be here all night stroking my peen.
Wow. All right. That's the episode. Thank you, Shane, everyone.
Danky Shane, Danky Shane, Danky Shane, Danky fucking Shane.
We did it.
Congratulations, everyone.